rent. Ain't it coincidental? He ain't really talking money, who he talking to? Homie hopping, need a they awesome. I can charge a band.
It's the NFL on EA Sports. And we'll get to see Derek Stingley, who has picked up 35 tackles so far this season. It's the Huskies and the Texans, and it's all up next.
On a wonderful fall afternoon in the state of Texas, the roof is open, and we've got football from NRG Stadium in Houston. Today, we've got an interesting Week 11 matchup on tap, as it'll be the Huskies of Anchorage taking on the Houston Texans. Hi again, everyone. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And, Charles, we look at this Texan ball club entering play here. They come in off a loss last time out, but they've been playing better than 500 ball the last couple months. 5 wins in their last 8 games. On the other side of the field, for our visitors here, they come into this one knowing it's been a while since tasting victory. They've dropped 4 in a row.
Can they remember what it was like to win a game?
Season has hit high gear, and off we go in Week 11 on EA Sports. And he returns this to the 22. So here are the Texans now with a fresh face at quarterback, the 2nd overall pick from Ohio State, C.J. Stroud.
In only 2 seasons, Stroud showed all he needed to at Ohio State. All-American, Heisman.
On first down, they'll start out with Singletary. Oh, what a juke into space. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. A big chunk on the ground there, 27 yards. Opening quarter, his opening carry of the game. I think they'll give it to him a few more times, as they should.
You're exactly right about that. With that type of a run, you want to repeat it many times until they show signs of stopping it. I think he did his visualization exercise before this one, and they're paying off.
And they get 17 more on that one and another first down. So, Charles, take nothing away from this young man under center, because I know people think he's got a very bright future in this league, but I have to figure the defensive coordinators love the thought of squaring off against a rookie quarterback.
And especially if they have guys they can put together a game plan with that's going to confuse, disguise a lot of coverage, make this kid think a little bit. Because in college, he's seen a lot of things. Let's not get it wrong here. But at the same time, in the NFL, you can do so much more because of the athletes you have, because of their football IQ. And don't forget, you're going to throw a couple extra rushers at him as well. See if he can handle the pressure when those guys come at him.
They'll try and run for this with Singletary. And he's going to get the first down as they bring him down at the 23. A 3rd down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough. If you make the stop there, maybe you hold them to 3 on this opening drive. They didn't get the stop.
Yeah, a new set of downs now. Now you're worried about, just as you pointed out, not just giving up 3, possibly giving up 6. Let's see what they decide to do here, because they've got to change up what they have been doing. It hasn't been working.
46 yards rushing for him already. A terrific opening drive on the ground, and it's a first down. Stroud to throw it. He'll get this out wide to Singletary. Touchdown, Texans! Devin Singletary, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Texans will jump on top of the game's first score here this afternoon. Building confidence after a loss, that's a good way to do it. The loss last game, but first drive here in this one, cashing it in for 6.
Hey, they can talk all they want about putting the loss behind them. I think that drive there did more than any conversation they had, don't you think?
That's exactly right. Puts that to bed. And this is what they said all week long. A lot of things they needed to do differently. Whatever they said appears to have worked. Fairbairn good with the extra point. And that makes the score 7-0. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And they'll be led by their 5'11 quarterback, and a mobile one at that. From Temple, it's P.J. Walker.
And there was a positive in last week's loss. No interceptions thrown by him. But he only threw one touchdown pass, and you know he wants that to improve. He might even consider that as part of the reason that they couldn't take the win last time out. I believe we'll see a more aggressive version of him this week whenever they're nearing the end zone.
The numbers for him from a week ago: 9 carries, 84 yards.
And as we discovered in talking with the coaching staff prior to the game, going up against a team that struggled against the run has only emboldened them to run the football more. I expect 40 to 50 carries in this game.
Well, he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. Now he's loose at the 40, inside the 20, and finally wrestled down at the 8-yard line. And what a big-time play there. 63 yards on the ground. And I don't want to harp on it, but this defense among the bottom in the league against the run, and they show it right there.
And it doesn't matter when you get prepared for this defense, whether you're good running the ball or not. That's your plan. Run the ball against them. That's their weakness. And by the way, I think you harped on it.
I did. My bad. Now Walker. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
That open man that time, they ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. From the gun, he'll hand this off. He pushes forward from maybe 3 down to the 6-yard line.
And, Brad, they went to a nickel defense, and that's a surprise this close to the goal line, because ordinarily you use the back end of the end zone, the sidelines as extra defenders.
Under pressure, down he goes. Sacked at the 10. Sheldon Rankins abruptly ends that play with a sack. Elliott Fry is out there to try the field goal. From the right hash here, should be an easy one. And this one is right through. Well, I don't know if they would have gone for it on 4th and goal anyway, but the sack on 3rd down pretty much made their mind up for them.
You're exactly right about that, and this is a tough place on the field to take a sack because, as you just noted, it took the decision-making away from them. Now they have to go for a field goal instead of potentially going for it.
And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. So now we get set to see Houston for their second drive of the ball game. And, you know, it's certainly a lot of football left to play. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're in first place in their division, looking really good and looking to be a threat come January.
And are you one of those early holiday shoppers, partner? Are you one of those guys get your list done? Because I think about what every team has on their holiday shopping list right now. What's the number 1 goal? Make the playoffs. Number 2, win your division. Number 3, and I think the biggest goal of all, try to get the number 1 seed so you get that first-round bye and ensure you don't have to go anywhere in January and hopefully get to the Super Bowl that way.
A huge play there for Houston. 43 yards. After one, 7-3 the score on EA Sports. Ready for the second quarter from Houston. It's the Texans in possession of the football. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. And they'll go play action here with Stroud. And his throw here is incomplete.
Everything looked right on that play except the conclusion. He dropped it, and en route, going into a little bit of traffic, maybe in the back of his mind he was wondering where the hit was going to come from.
Well, they get to Stroud, nowhere to go, and he goes down. That winds up pushing him back 11 yards on the sack. And that'll bring up 3rd.
Yeah, some real defensive resistance there, saying not so fast to a good drive. They had marched to the end zone the last time out.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Over the middle, complete. It's Schultz. It'll be a pickup of 16, but they'll remain short of the marker, and it's 4th down.
There's another example where defensive coaches constantly preach, not allowing any run after the catch. They gave up a few more yards than they wanted to, but they were able to get him down quickly and force a 4th down.
The kick by Fairbairn is good, and they push the lead up to a touchdown now at 10-3. So a nice kick there as they add 3 to the lead.
And from what I've seen so far, Brandon, I think they've been the better of the two teams here in the first half. So even though you want the touchdown, I think that's a nice job there to put 3 points on the board.
And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. Back onto the field comes this offense, ready for their second drive. Just a lone field goal for them so far, trailing 10-3 as they come up 1st and 10. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. Here's a handoff out of the gun. And he'll be tackled at about the 35. 78 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here this first half. On 3rd down, they're going to run for it here. Now he's loose down the middle of the field. Inside the 10. Touchdown! Max Borghi, his 2nd rushing touchdown on the year. And the Huskies are an extra point away from evening this one up.
And here on 3rd down, your number 1 goal, don't be a hero. Just get the first down. But here, once he gets past the line of scrimmage, the field opens up for him, and he's able to take it right up the gut and into the end zone.
Here's Elliott Fry for the PAT. And he'll put it through, and that evens us up at 10 apiece. Scoring summary, 3-play drive, and a pretty good run there in the end to top it off. All level now at 10 apiece as the kick's away. To return it, Darius Phillips taking it about the 1 and beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. And now out comes Houston. And after the field goal last time, let's see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them want to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that, that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
Well, meanwhile, here's a 2nd down throw that's knocked away and incomplete. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Stroud on 3rd down now. And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
That's an excellent job right there on 3rd down. Like any defense, you never want to let them get anything started, and that would have been a 1st down. Instead, you saw the contact on time, no penalty, and before this drive could get wings, it's 4th down.
Yeah, call it 38 yards on the punt, no return, and out will come the offense as they take over. And they'll come out with a 3 tight end look on the first play of the drive. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know he was trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes where people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
And they go play action. Here's Walker. They'll roll him out, and he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Will Anderson in there to record the 2nd sack of his young NFL career.
Now that was a passer's nightmare. The front door totally shut down by the defense, so he kept going backwards, hoping to find another avenue of escape. It didn't exist.
On 4th down, Matt Hawk is on to punt. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt. And the Texans will take over. Out comes the Houston offense as they get set to take over here. As we eke closer and closer to intermission, Charles, remember last time out they punted. They would love to get points here, especially if this is going to be their final possession of the first half.
Yeah, and this is what close games feel like because the pressure is on both sides, but sometimes the pressure is a little bit higher on the team with the slight edge because they're trying to hold on to that, trying to increase it. Let's see how this one continues.
All tied up at 10, 2 minutes left in the first half. Stroud to the air on 1st and 10. Another targeting catch for Robert Woods. And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds. From the 43, it's 2nd and 3.
Brings up 2nd and 3.
The 2nd down throw now from Stroud. That is caught by Dell. Rookie to rookie on the hook up there, and it's a first down.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
On 1st down, here's Stroud. And a dangerous throw there, incomplete. He threw that into coverage. It was nearly intercepted. 2nd and 10, we're all knotted up at 10, but it appears that may change soon. Only question is, will they have to settle for 3? That's complete to Dell. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4. Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half. Here's Stroud. And an incomplete pass. That'll stop the clock here with just under a minute to play in half number 1.
On for the field goal. A 38-yard attempt.
Fairbairn able to put this one through. And they will take the lead at 13-10. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
And taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line. This offense back to work now late in this first half. And with a little under a minute to go, they may try and work their way into field goal range and try to tie up this ball game. Now here's a pass on 1st down that's knocked away and incomplete.
Certainly looked like someone was very confident in his ability to fit that one in. I would say he was overconfident because there wasn't a whole lot of separation there. Had that one covered pretty well downfield and knocked it away.
And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this first half. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. Fielded just inside the 30. Let's spotlight Devin Singletary as this offense comes back out. The passing game, they've had more success there than the running game. Maybe something they game plan for.
How come they didn't tell us about it?
Because they wanted to keep it a secret.
We did ask, didn't we? But I think what happened in this one is they've realized that they've established the run pretty well, and teams are going to key on that. They thought they could open it up and have success through the air, and that's exactly what's going on.
Yeah, they've had success, at least so far here in the second quarter. Stroud looking to throw. He's going to air one out. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
And they're not going to go quietly into this halftime break. They know they're in for a fight, so they're trying to make every possession count. They took the big shot there, but it winds up incomplete.
Open man is Mechie, and he's got him. The Texans going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1. Catch is made. It's Schultz on the out route. He's going to be brought down there in the field of play. And the clock will run, no timeouts. They will not have the chance to bring out the field goal unit.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. Things starting to get interesting
Houston, and
in this final weekend before Thanksgiving. So let's see what's going on around the NFL.
For Jonathan Coachman in our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach.
We'll start with a good one in the NFC. Dallas heading east to take on Carolina at Bank of America Stadium. And you'll need to put 2 and 2 together because this is a 22-point game at the break. C.D. Lamb, well over 100 yards receiving with 3 touchdown catches. From there, we're off to check out another game. And you can see, currently they trail in that ball game. Deontay Johnson, a touchdown reception. Lastly, let's motor up to the Motor City. See what's happening with the Lions at home at Ford Field. As you can see, the score there in the second quarter. Chase Claypool, a touchdown reception.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always. This one's still anyone's game as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. A field goal the difference, a tight one through 2 quarters, and we are back and underway for the third quarter. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20. This offense ready to go to begin this third quarter. Well, out of the locker rooms, here they come. Their first drive of the third quarter. Charles, they're trailing in this ball game, but we got a tight one and set up to be a very entertaining second half.
And as we know, partner, in the NFL, there's trailing and there's trailing, right? Sometimes you're discouraged by how much you're down, but in this case, this is a tight ball game, so there's a sense of optimism here. I think they went into half and looked at their play sheet and said, these are the plays we really like. What do you say we use them to start the second half and get us going?
Right back to him on first down. And he'll grab a gain of 5 out of this up to the 41-yard line.
Consecutive positive runs for him on the last 2 snaps. He certainly appears to be trying to put the offense on his back and just move them down the field when his number is called. The way he's running it, I'd keep going back to him.
Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. A 5-yard pass on the heels of a 5-yard run. Good enough for the first. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he goes across midfield and down into Houston territory. Boy, 175 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon. To throw is Walker. Underneath into the hands of Sternberger. 2 yards on the pickup, and that's all they needed to move the sticks.
First down, Huskies.
Hands it off out of the gun. And he works his way forward to pick up 4 yards there. Second down.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
The second down attempt there knocked down as it leaves the quarterback's hand, and it's incomplete. So it's 3rd and 6, and this will be the 8th play of the drive. Now Walker. And that is incomplete. Blanketed coverage by Houston. Makes it 4th down.
Back-to-back incompletions of what was once a nice drive. Stalled out here. I'm going to give credit to the secondary partner. Never gave up as they gave up a few yards, and they came through on that play to deny that pass and force the 4th down.
And that is no good. And instead of tying it up, they'll remain down by 3.
And anytime you see a kicker trot out to try and run for 56 yards, you know everything's got to come off perfectly for it to have a chance. If the laces aren't quite right, if he doesn't hit the fat part of the ball just right, it's unlikely to go through, and that one winds up no good.
So the missed 56-yarder, and now the flip side. Good starting field position at the 46 near midfield. And now the drive starts with a completion out to the right. yards is the pickup there, and the drive starting very nicely. First down.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
To the 36-yard line, stop there. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
Throwing now is Stroud. He'll get this to Devin Singletary out of the backfield. And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line. Stroud now on 1st and 10. He gets this one to Mechie. Will go down as a gain of 6, and it's 2nd down. Final minute now in the 3rd quarter. Play action. Here's Stroud. Open man is Jordan, the tight end. There'll be a pickup of 4, good enough to earn him yet another 1st down.
That's another Houston Texans.
Stroud out of the gun here. Wide open receiver complete. And the Texans are going to be looking at 1st and goal as they move this down to the 4-yard line. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the 3rd quarter has come to a close. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Back now in Houston. So 1st and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up. Oh, they're going to run a little pop pass here. And he's in for the score. Touchdown, Texans. Robert Woods from 4 yards out. And the Texans get an important score there to extend their lead here in this 4th quarter. They have to love seeing that from their young quarterback here in the 4th quarter, able to further that lead with a touchdown pass.
He didn't go turtle, did he? And you know what I mean by that. I had an old coach used to say all the time, hey, when we have a lead late, don't just tuck in and try and ride it out. Go out and play and extend the lead. And that's what he did.
So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. Well, that last touchdown we just saw, what an important one. Now it's back to a 2-score deficit for this crew as they take the field here, and they are in desperate need of finding the end zone. On 1st and 10, Walker. Looking right sideline, that's complete. And he is finally forced out of bounds inside the 30-yard line. And they rattle off a big one. 45 yards.
And here's a spot where this offense says, we got to start making something happen. We're down 2 scores. It's the 4th quarter. We've got to start moving with some urgency. And here's a big play that gives them a ray of hope that they can get back in this one.
So now then, the big play has them all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. This one he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. And now it looks like we're going to get a timeout here. We've got a man shaken up. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside. Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. From the gun, they'll try to run it. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. Now after the play, it looks like there's a Texan here slow to get up. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside. So 3 plays already 1st and goal, and they are wasting little time. And they'll keep leaning on the running game back to the ground. And he'll take it into the end zone for a touchdown. Max Borghi with his 2nd touchdown of the game and 5th on the year. And the Huskies have made it a 1-score game again here in the 4th. So how about that for an answer? They get the touchdown there, and it's back to a 1-score game here in the 4th.
And that's what these guys have done all game long, because they've scratched and slashed their way to stay in this game. And by now we should all realize they're not going away. Now the pressure again swings to their defense because they're going to need to find some way to get the ball back.
Fry good on the extra point. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. Houston set to take over. Their lead back down to one score after the touchdown a moment ago. First down's a must on this drive as they start out here 1st and 10. Singletary to get the drive started. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. 67 yards now on the ground on just 7 carries.
I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense.
There he goes, left side.
And we'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. 25 yards to pick up there, and also a first down.
The carries like that, that's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
Down at the 35, it'll be 2nd down.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
On 2nd down, here's a run with Singletary.
And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. They'll say no gain on the play there. Now it'll be 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd down and 5.
A shotgun snap to Stroud. And he'll get this underneath to Singletary. And he is going to have a Texans first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And now it looks like we're going to get a timeout here. We've got a man shaking up.
Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment. They'll run on first down with Singletary.
And he's able to get this inside the 10 now to the 9. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
Singletary again.
And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere.
Now, obviously, that's some good work there defensively, being able to stop them and bringing up a key 3rd down. But if you're on the offensive side of the ball, there's an opportunity, because I know what defensive guys are thinking right now. Just stop them, get to the ball. That means they might not be sound defensively. There could be some opportunities.
And you said key 3rd down. Highlight that word. Put it in bold. Here we go.
And now we'll see a timeout used on defense as they stop it right out of the break with 1:57 to go in the ballgame. So they get the 3, but you wonder now, is that going to be enough?
Excellent question, because when I look at the smiles on that side of the field, they're a little tight, aren't they? If they had scored a touchdown there, those would be big half-moon grins right now because they'd feel a whole lot better about their position.
And a touchdown in the other direction, all of a sudden they're down.
And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The situation for him offensively as follows. Down by 6, a minute 50 to play. Now their losing streak in danger of continuing as they come up on first down. And now a first chance for the backup here to throw. And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage.
I like how he hung in there and went through his progressions, but eventually his internal clock went off and told him it was time to make a run for it. And he ends up sliding down with a solid gain.
Back to throw. Over the middle, and it's incomplete.
That's certainly not the worst thing. It stops the clock and lets your offense catch its breath and lets us exhale a little bit. Now I expect them to call a couple plays in the huddle, so they're ready if a tackle happens inbounds.
They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
They'll look to throw. And that will be incomplete.
And step downfield of man coverage and make up ground quickly in zone. You have to put yourself in position to make plays, just like that one we saw there.
Well, on fourth down here, that pass knocked away and incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Texans take over an excellent field position.
No surprise, they try to throw the ball fourth down, but it gets batted down. They don't pick it up.
Well, a little football 101. When you're going toward that quarterback, you see he's going to start to throw. Get your hands up,
right?
Get
your hands up, affect the play, and then everyone get your hands up. When the ball gets to the receiver, moment of truth, knock it away.
Now the defense will burn their third and final timeout as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game. Down to a knee here as the Texans look to let the clock roll.
Well, you really can't ask for much more than what we just had here. Not only a close game that went down to the wire, Charles, but a clean one, too. No turnovers in this contest.
I think you're exactly right about that. To me, this is just a pair of offenses trying to find the slightest bit of separation from each other. And they were both hoping that the other side would make the big mistake first. But today, neither side made that mistake. What we got, a very entertaining game throughout.
So for Houston, it's an important win in terms of staying in the postseason race as they move to 6-4. And they'll get another home date next week as the Jaguars will come to town. Meanwhile, for our visitors, the problems just get worse and worse as they fall to 2-9 now on the year. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner, and our entire crew. We'll catch you next time right here. It's the NFL on EA Sports.